Hey guys, what's up? Today I want to bring to you a figure that I have had on pre-order for at least a year now. I have been waiting for this guy to finally come out, and I just got him today. So here he is, from Furay Planet Crocker, Wilderness Hunter. Now this guy is obviously a Crocodile Dundee type Australian action figure with the vest and the hat and everything. He comes with a big knife and this really cool looking shotgun over here. But he also is able to have these outfit pieces come off and be a crocodile monster, more of a croc kind of a thing. And that's where I'm more interested, because although I like the way they did the outfit on him, I'm more into the monster aspect of things. So this guy, though, when I saw him, I just had to grab him. He is a really unique looking figure of a crocodile monster. Now on the back of the box, they show you the different versions, how he looks with the outfit on, and also just the straight up no outfit, I'm a crocodile monster version. They show the accessories. This looks really, really cool. They did such a nice job. Like, as I look at him through the box, wow. My first impression when I pulled him out of the box that it came in was, damn, he is heavy and he is really thick. Like, he has got some width to him. Opposed to a lot of the other 1/12 inch action figures, this guy is going to look massive. And in a good way, I think. He's not going to look too big. But, you know, you have a giant crocodile monster, he should be pretty big compared to your average human scale figure. I mean, he should be intimidating. He should be scary. And that's what I'm seeing here in this box. I'm loving this guy. Now, obviously, with the Australian outback look to him, I had to throw a quick shout out to my friends over at Mad Max Cars. Those guys are awesome. They have a fantastic YouTube channel and a website. These guys recreate the cars from the Mad Max movies in exact detail. I mean, you gotta check them out. They get cars from Australia, they bring them over here. They're super high end, but they are amazing, and they're really cool guys. Thank you guys for liking my page, and I just wanted to tell everybody, Mad Max Cars, check them out. Anyway, back to Crocker. Crocker is a really cool figure. One of the things that I'm digging about him is this company is a pretty new company to the scene. They have 3 figures. This is the first to be released. They also have a werewolf that kind of comes in a trench coat, has kind of like a fedora, if I recall right. But of course, he also comes with additional parts to turn him into a full blaze werewolf without the accessory clothing that's a little bit gimmicky. And then they also have coming out a Tiger Samurai. Man, these guys, they're really killing it with the Tiger Samurai especially. That figure is amazing. You can check them out over BBTS, Big Bad Toy Store. Anyway, this guy just came out. He's available there. You can find him. These guys are a little bit pricey, yes, but hopefully they're worth it. So I'm excited to pull this guy out of the box, play with him a little bit, see how his articulation is, check out these additional things they give you, and man, I want to take some pictures of him, and then once we're done with that, we'll come back and we'll talk about how good this action figure is, and if I find any flaws while I'm doing this, I'll let you guys know, because these guys aren't paying me. I'm doing this for everybody so that you can all see, is this something I want to spend the money on? Because this guy, he's under $100, but not a lot under, so he is a commitment. Now this figure very well could become a collector item. This really has potential. And the company's small. Don't know how many they're releasing. But I would say that once it's done, once production on this figure is done, I can see in a few years these guys might shoot up in value. So even a collector, you want to keep one in the box. They did a really nice job with the box. His head looks like it's up a little high. But I think that's, just... probably look a little better if his head was lower, but that's nothing. Anyway, let's get this guy over to the table. Let's have a look at him. So when I opened him up, right away I saw that it comes with a little plastic Ziploc bag with instructions about the hands and how to get the vest off. And then it also comes with this little comic book, which I took a quick look at, is very, very nicely done and very cool. And it actually tells a bit of a backstory on him. And I really dig what they did here. It's actually a really cool tie-in. They got some neat-looking characters in here. And again, the werewolf in the trench coat, I was wrong. He does not have a hat. Sorry, a Freddy Krueger memory or something. But he's in here as well, and it adds a nice little element to the backstory of these characters, kind of taking them a little more away from the parody of Crocodile Dundee kind of character that I thought he was, and adding a much nicer dimension to him. So I just wanted to point that out because I thought that was a very nice touch to have in there. And I think some people won't care because we take these characters and they become part of our fictitious army and world that we create in our own minds. But there is a lot of people that really love the backstories as well. And I just wanted to point this out as a very nice touch from this company. So here he is right out of the box. I didn't stick the tail on him yet. This is what he looks like right out of the box. And man, he is a ton of plastic. He is very heavy figure. He has a lot of weight to him. The vest is kind of a rubbery vest. He feels like a pretty rigid plastic. Pretty nice. Just real quick, the articulation is about what you'd think. His wrist spins. It gets a little off kilter, but it spins nice. Arm, elbow. That turns up here at the bicep. Shoulder. Spins all the way around and all that. Let's see, where is he? Little stiff, yeah, just moving him around a little bit. Little bit of crunch. His knee actually moves further than you'd think it would with the sculpt, and he has a little hinge here for his toes, but man, they are stiff, but they move a little. So his head, it's kind of interesting. He comes with multiple neck pieces, as I mentioned. So this is the, looking right. There's the looking left, and then there's a center one. So we're going to snap those on and take a look at the different looks. He's got very little head movement. It turns a little this way, but it doesn't do much up and down. Little bit, but not too much. And then his jaw opens, which is kind of cool. So I like his hinged jaw, and they did a nice job with the mouth and stuff. So he has a pretty cool look about him. So let's take a look at this tail now. The tail has sections that are where there's articulation, and then the tip of the tail is like a got a little bendiness to it, and then there's a little plug there, so this should just pop on. That's pretty tight. Let's see. Man. Yep, that's pretty tight. I might even have to throw this in some hot water in order to soften this up a little bit, because that just does not. Yep. Okay, I'm going to go throw some hot water on this tail and see how that works. Near boiling water, very close to boiling. Very hot. I'm going to soften this, not this back piece, because we want that to be hard. We want that to be soft to help it pop in. Oh yeah. Well, that went on perfectly now. So definitely soften that up with some hot water. That will help. Yep, it's locked in real good now. Okay, the tail will, the segments will apparently pop off if you try to bend them a little too far. So, good to learn. I'm glad I didn't just break another toy on camera. Yeah, it probably got a little of that hot water in there and loosened that up. So the tail doesn't have a lot of articulation. I mean, they did a good job to add some, and you know, that's about as, that's twerking them about as far as they're going. But there's a little bit, and it doesn't do much up and down either. It probably does help him balance though when standing. Let's move this out of the way. Yeah. So when he does stand, he can rest back on that tail. Makes him easy to stand. So where the heck is So he doesn't have, well, I want to get this jacket off of him, and let's get this jacket off of him and get a better look at his joints. And they did a nice job. Let's see. Can I get it off without? Okay. And just real quick, there's, you know, it's a softer, rubbery, done very well, sculpted and painted quite well, actually. But let's take a look at this guy. So there's his back. You can see there the sockets and such. So, man, his arm is very stiff. It seems like it should be moving further than it does here. I'm not sure if it's just really stiff. There it goes. It's moving a little. Let's see. I want to see how close you can bring. That's about it. So that's about as close in as his arms will go. I'm hitting the sides right there and there. You can see there. That is a lot of force I'm using just to try to push his arms in. That's about it. They go out pretty good. Swing out pretty far. And again, his elbows, you know, they're not bad. But not a tremendous, you know, when you can't bring his arms in much closer than that. And this one, man, this one really feels... You can hear the squeaking plastic there, too. Like, You know, it comes in, but okay, there's the limitations to that. The arm, you know, is almost locked in more or less an out kind of position. Like this shoulder joint feels a little bit stiffer than it should too. But let's see about popping his head off. See how hard. Okay, that came off pretty smooth. Again, it's the same as the tail. And this guy, when you look at the insides there, it's a plug that goes in there. So let's see. I don't know if there's a sort of a better way to pull this thing. Oh, there it went. Oh, there's the plug. Let's try the center neck. I would like to see, and that pops right in there. Okay, well, went in smooth, and let's throw his head in here. Oh, look at that. His tail just popped right out. Now, I did not expect that. I probably leaned on him a little bit. It's still soft enough that it popped right back in. I can feel the plastic is still warm. Let's see, how hard is this? Yeah, that's pretty tight. All right. Well, that took quite a bit of force, jamming his head in there. So he doesn't look down too well. He has a little bit of head movement, and his jaw opens nice, which is good that they fitted that so his head didn't look up when you open his mouth. You're pretty much in the furthest down position, and his mouth still opens. I wish he looked down a little more. But, you know, I know, of course, there's limitations with everything. His tail's back on, seems to be okay. It does a great job for tripoding him to get him to stand. Okay, so he comes with extra hands. He has a set of the grabby looking roar hands. He has a pointing hand, so you can have him point. Yay, we're number one. We are the ones. So yeah, you can do that, or, you know, have him mix them up. And of course, he comes with the hands that are more to hold the weapons. So he comes with a shotgun. Very nicely done. It's hard, rigid plastic. Nicely done, though. You don't, I like him. And he holds them really well. So that's awesome. And he comes with a big knife. Really nice looking sculpt on that. Again, it's kind of like that hard plastic, you know. But he holds them in his hands really well. And they look good in his hands. So that's a plus. And then he has this little hat that with a chin strap, and it has a magnet, which there is a magnet in the top of his head right there to help hold his little hat on. And I guess because it's a magnet, you could kind of put any magnet you wanted on the top of his head, but there's the little hat. Comes with a holster for the gun that apparently goes around them. Neat thing. Neat. They did a nice job with the little buckle there. It's actually well done. Very nicely done. And like a lot of the people put holsters, they don't actually fit the weapons. He comes with a little bag that plugs in to his butt there. Plugs in back there. doesn't really fit the space so great. And then he comes with the cuffs. He has cuffs with chains to give him a escaped prisoner look, which those, I suspect you must pop the wrists off and then put the cuffs on. So the hand, you can see by the pieces, they have the same little ball socket that he uses. So let's see you gently pop that off. It popped off nice. It wasn't too bad. And then you could switch. We'll put, let's do this one here. We'll see how easy. Sharp little nails on this guy. Ow. Oh yeah, that's pretty tight. Okay, we're in. Yeah. Now this hand, the wrist, let's see. Yeah, there's not a lot of wrist action on this. I mean, it spins, but you can't really adjust the wrist more than that. So again, limited articulation on this guy, but he's pretty cool. Pretty nice figure. You know, you can give him a little bit of a, huh? Say what? Kind of head turn. So here is a size comparison with a Mythic Legions Barbarian. You can see they scale well together in height, side by side. Great looking figure next to each other. Here is combatants. And here's a dinosaur from the dinosaur battlefield. And lastly, here's the build your own figure man thing. Now that's a large hulking figure for 1/12 scale. Yet I feel like these two look like they would be a good fight. Okay, let's take some pictures, and this way we'll take a look at the range of motion and what we can get out of this guy. And then we will have a wrap up after the photos. So this figure was fun to take pictures of, and I pretty much covered the limitations of his movement. And when you're doing photography with him, it is apparent that his movement restricts the photography. You know, his arms are kind of locked out. His shoulders don't really come in enough that you can do something that looks like a striking pose or an attack. And so his arms kind of are locked in this. The pictures are the limitations of the character. You can see them right there. So if a incredibly posable figure is what you're going for, you might not like this guy. He's cool. I like him. I had fun with him. It's a shame they didn't do the shoulder joints a little bit differently. Because if they did, you'd have so much more you could do with them. Like the trolls that the Mythic Legions do. They have really big shoulder sockets, but you can bring their arms the whole way in. And that really adds a lot to what you can do in posing that action figure. This guy's got those limitations. His knees bend and his legs move, but there's not that many poses you can put him in. He's kind of locked in a standing position. The feet have a hinge, but there's really not much you're going to be doing with that. The tail doesn't really move very much. He balances well, and you can lean the head forward by bringing the body up, and he balances nice. So he stands really well. He looks good, as you can see from the pictures. He's a beautiful sculpt, and we'll see what else these other figures are like. But it's kind of a trade-off with this guy. But I wanted everyone to see, and I'm glad that I got one because I was able to share this with you. I almost didn't get this guy because, again, he's a little pricey. But I'm glad I did. Like I said, I'm sure this is going to help a few people out there decide if they want to invest in this guy or not. So thank you all for watching my video. Thank you for liking my videos and subscribing to my page. I really appreciate it. And we're going to be doing some more videos real soon. So we'll see you next time on Toys in Motion.